Today I'm checking out the unmarked grave of Fred Gywnne, Herman Munster himself. It's all ahead on Hollywood for Ugly People. Let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, I am 25 miles outside of the city of Baltimore in beautiful Carroll County, Maryland. Why? Well, I had a job in Baltimore and figured I'd make a day of it. But not just that. I came up here to beautiful Sandy Mount Methodist Church to pay my respects to a little known actor. You may or may not know him, but he's buried in an unmarked grave out here.
Fred Gywnne died today of cancer at the age of 66. CNN's Bill Tush looked at the actor behind the Herman Munster makeup and found a man of many talents.
Did you say Utes?
Yeah, 2 Utes.
In recent years, Fred Gywnne's career was on the upswing and mostly on the big screen. He played the Southern judge doing battle with a New York shyster lawyer played by Joe Pesci. In 1992's surprise hit My Cousin Vinny. He was best known in character roles, often only cameos in films like Fatal Attraction. Gywnne's screen debut came in 1954. The film was On the Waterfront. It was television, though, that made Gywnne a star. His first series was Car 54, Where Are You? Gywnne, along with Joey Ross, portrayed a pair of bumbling New York City cops. But when he took on the guise of Herman Munster, he became a cult favorite. The Munsters began its television run in 1964 and even spun off into several feature films.
How are things in Transylvania?
The television series continues to be popular today in syndication, and often to fans, Fred and Herman are one and the same. His longtime co-star Al Lewis, who played both Grandpa Munster and Officer Schnauzer on Car 54, was distraught on hearing of Gynn's death and told CNN, quote, that working with him were some of the best years of my life.
Now, I wasn't planning on filming a video today, but it was a nice day. I got done early. I'm wearing an unusual blue color, a little departure from my black. And I came out here a little early, and I happened to find old Herman Munster, respectfully known as Fred Gywnne, who, according to his daughter, is a pretty private and complex person while alive. He's in an unmarked grave, evidently, because he didn't want to be known as a celebrity. Didn't want people like myself, gawkers, coming up here and paying respects to him. Completely understand. What I wanted to do was come up, find where he is, just pay my respects, silently move on. What I found was in the place where he's buried, right where he's buried, is a truck. Basically, he's parked right over top of Fred. Here, I'll show you what I mean. See that truck way over there, blue and white, middle of your screen, right about there. There we go, is where Fred is. I'll try to get in a little bit closer here. So if you come into the cemetery, you see that Shannon? You come over here to the left, so there's a truck over here. And he's buried somewhere pretty much underneath that truck. But if you come down to the center, turn around so you can see. You basically come all the way down to the center. If you turn around, you're basically just coming right down from the church, take the right. Over there on the left, right about there is where I came in. And then you walk straight back, take it right down this path, and right over here. Somewhere right about in there. Pretty cool. Now, Fred Gywnne died of pancreatic cancer in the cigar room of his house in Taneytown, Maryland. Let me see if I can try to find that today. In 1993. It was actually pretty cool. I went up to the employee, the worker, burial worker, I don't know what they're called. And I said, do you work for the church? And he said, no. And I said, do you know who's buried here? And he says, well, no, it's actually my first time being out here. I said, are you familiar with the Munsters? And he says, yeah. I said, you're a Rob Zombie fan? He says, yeah. I said, you got Herman Munster himself buried right underneath your truck. And he says, oh my gosh, do you want me to move? It was really cool. He was really respectful. But, you know, I mean, would I like for him to move? Yeah. But I said, listen, you're doing a job, you're working. Obviously his truck had to be where it was, and you know, he didn't know, and there's no marker there. No flowers, no nothing. So it was actually kind of cool just to come out, pay my respects. Wish I had something to leave for him, but this was kind of an impromptu thing, last minute. And figured I would take all of you along with me. So let me see if I can find his house and go from there. So here's the thing, I found it. Even though I told you guys I was gonna go and try to find his house, there's not much available online. There's not much available to give you the address. But then I remembered, I said to myself, Self, you're pretty awesome and kind of a big deal. And you can figure these things out, right? So I did. It's right up the road. I'll take you right up there. I'm way out. We're about 15 miles north of the cemetery. It's kind of private out here. I think I hear banjos in the distance. If they come any closer, I'm running for the hills. I'm gonna try to slow down just a little bit as I drive by it, just to give you a glimpse of the house. There's one picture on findadeath.com of the house. He hasn't been here in 30 years. So I'm trying to be respectful. Other people live here. The front door is open. But I'm gonna try to give you a little glimpse, drive by a little bit. We'll just see where Fred Gywnne spent his last days. He left Hollywood, came out here. It's nice and quiet, it's beautiful. He did voiceovers towards the end of his life. And like that, towards the end of his life. But come on, I'll show you.
The lesson I want you to learn is it doesn't matter what you look like. You can be tall or short, or fat or thin, or ugly, or handsome, like your father. You can be black or yellow or white. It doesn't matter. What does matter is the size of your heart and the strength of your character.
Just random side notes and afterthoughts as I pull over on my way home. We're only about 15-20 miles outside of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. So if you want to come out and pay your respects to Fred, come out, learn about history, and then learn about the Civil War. See what I did there? I tried to give you a good look at the house. I tried to slow down a little bit so everybody could take a good look to see where the man spent his last days. Here's what I need you to do. I need you to go ahead and like and subscribe. Why? Because it validates me, and my therapist said it would be a good idea. See you next time.